We are gonna do a Q&A app. We did it last
We have a new
season.
setup, guys. Do you see?
I'm on the right side. This is not my chart. No, I am okay with both sides. I just feel like we got comfortable in our.
No, you chose this side, and so I didn't have a choice but to go on the other side.
Oh, really?
But because today I'm like more sabog than Bea, I said, can I just
You're
stay on
never
this side?
sabog. Your hair is so healthy right now.
Thank you.
It's really healthy.
Thank you so much.
Like, what in the heck?
Yeah, my hair has like never been this good.
It's crazy.
Thank you, Bea.
It's the cut first.
The
Bec-
cut.
the
Because it
cut and then
was
the products.
really ano eh. I had a
Products.
I had a really bad haircut kasi, you
Ye-
know.
Honestly,
It's product apparently.
product.
There.
Yeah.
Like Elijah was saying, no, that's bad though. It's
Prod
product.
product.
Yeah. Product. Product.
People don't really. Yeah,
Whatever.
whatever.
Anyway,
We're gonna do a fun Q&A today,
yeah, because
coming from the Heartbreak episode.
right. It was a little vulnerable. So
It was vulnerable, but not in like the crying way. You know how we always cry. We were
that's
vulnerable
true.
because we were literally spilling an experience that
Yeah.
you don't really look back on,
We were
right?
vulnerable because we were cringing
Yeah, we were cringing,
at
and
ourselves.
some of these things like you don't even revisit with your friends anymore. You know what I mean?
No,
It's
that's not
like
true. My
locked.
friends never fail to mention some of the things that I did.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't talk about. I mean, yeah, no.
No, my high school friends, they
Will
bring
not
up
let anything go.
no, they bring up my
I'm so
adult
thrown off
really.
right now
Why?
with
Because you're
this
there.
angle. Yeah, this is
Exactly.
so weird.
I
Okay.
actually don't know where to look
Mm-hmm.
because I'm
Okay.
always
I know this is so weird. This was your
anyway.
idea though.
But I needed it. I needed the help.
What
Right.
help? You look fine. But I do know you have like a little bit of a skin issue right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me how I was doing on one of our in our Q&A which
Yeah.
we are
You look
doing
like you've been
today.
attacked.
And I have been attacked by eczema.
Yeah.
You know, people didn't believe me when I would say I have eczema prone skin.
People didn't understand
How
how
bad,
bad your
yeah,
eczema.
my
This is
flare-ups can
this
be.
is the worst I've seen it though. For
No,
me, I
no,
know
no.
it's been worse,
You
but
know what? You didn't see it in 2020 because you were married.
okay.
But it
During the
was,
pandemic.
yes, it was really, it was
So
like,
pag stressed ka.
yes.
So ba't ka stressed?
Wala, I mean,
Okay, to the
no
Q&As we
reason
go.
at all.
To the Q&As we go.
Okay, we're gonna go with our first
A
question.
fun questions.
A fun question lang. What's something that people don't know about you that you wish they did?
You
Correct.
first.
Correct ba yun?
Yeah, what's something that people don't know, but you just wish you don't have to explain
I wish
yourself.
people knew I'm like actually a pop star. Like I can sing, act. I'm just joking. This is such a good question
It's a good
actually.
question.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll save it. We'll skip it.
Okay,
Next one.
we're gonna come back to that. It's a loaded question pala.
It's loaded. It's loaded.
Okay.
It's loaded.
This is a great question. Loaded but great. How do you tell your friend's BF is cheating on?
How do you tell your friend that your boyfriend is cheating on her?
Yes. So how, Bea?
You know, I'm trying to think if I ever had a friend that was being cheated on, that I was the one who broke the news. But now that I'm recalling, parang wala naman.
I feel like for me,
Okay.
if I had to bring it up with someone, I would start with like, where are you at in the relationship? And like, I'll start there. If she's already like kind of saying the problems or whatever, I think I would kind of like give questions that will kind of bring it out of her because I feel like when you're being cheated on, I feel like you somehow kind of know for some
No, some
people.
people are
Yeah, obviously,
totally
like
like
it's like a
blinded by it.
curveball.
Super.
Yes,
I think for me, it is always in the delivery. If
yes.
you just like drop a bomb on your
Like,
friend and you're just like, so,
by
iwan
the
mo na
way,
yan, break up with him because he is cheating on you. That is the worst way to
yeah.
give like the horrible news. First of all, when you're cheated on, you literally like, have you ever been cheated on?
Not that I know of.
Oh, not, not that you know of. The best way for me is to approach it. I would do it, number one, if I knew
If
for
I
a
had a
fact
solid
that it was
case,
confirmed,
yeah,
confirmed,
yeah,
and we have done our research and like we know the source, and it's not just like hearsay na
yeah.
sinabi ni ganito. It's not, you know what I mean?
Hindi siya second-hand information lang. Like, parang there's like a case talaga.
Or if it was secondhand information, you
The
took the
source.
liberty of finding out where this person got that information. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It wasn't just like you're just passing it on. If I knew, I would definitely tell
Yes,
like
me
my friend.
too.
I would. I wouldn't just like leave them in the dark about that. Are we talking marriage or relationship though? I
Let's
get let's
let's just say
just say
relationship. Ang
relationship.
hirap
Ang
sa
hirap,
marriage eh.
yeah. But I definitely would tell them, but I would sit them down and I would tell them, I have some information and I really care about you.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you what to do.
Yes.
I'm not telling
I'm
you
just
what to
giving you
do, but I'm giving you
information.
information and
Yeah.
this has been verified or whatever. And I'm only telling you this because I care about you and I love you.
Yeah.
And like that's it. It's hard though, especially when you don't like the person that your friend is dating
Yeah.
because emotions get involved and you're just like you know, from day one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have always been the very opinionated friend. And so I feel like it's harder to take from some people because sometimes you feel like, well, you never liked this relation. You were never supportive from the
True.
beginning. May mga ganun
Yeah.
kasi. So I think it also depends on like what your relationship is then with a significant other. It
Yeah.
plays a big part. But would I tell? Absolutely. If I knew that it was
A
a
fact.
fact,
Yeah.
yeah. But it really matters the delivery.
Yeah.
And I think especially if you witnessed it personally, then you should share.
Yeah.
Especially in a like let's say you're out and you see somebody's boyfriend with somebody else. I mean, for me that's girlhood, right?
Yeah.
'Di ba?
You gotta look out for each other.
Exactly,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it's not because you're saying it just because you want to ruin the relationship or whatever. It's just, you know, you're looking out for that person. So
Yeah.
that's my take on it.
Yeah. For me talaga, I would build up to it.
Okay.
Like if I said like, "Hey, can we meet? Let's have coffee." And then I would build up to the conversation. I don't want to just sit down and be like, "Hey, I'm about to give you like a really tough conversation and it needs to be had." Parang ganon. I think I would like slowly try to talk to the person
That's so
before.
hard, yeah.
Yeah, I think I mean obviously like you're telling that person
Ako, I
that
would prefer if I was being cheated on to just tell me like rip the band-aid off. I don't want
really.
ayoko. If you have something to tell me now.
Wow.
Mm.
I don't know if I feel I don't know if I feel the same way because I feel like I wouldn't be able to process it kasi like you know what I mean? Like I feel like a case needs to be established. Parang ganon.
There's nothing to process. They cheated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right?
next question.
I mean, it sucks,
I don't
right?
know if that helped, but
No, how to tell
How to-
depends on your friend.
yeah.
So you want it gently, I want it bagsakan.
Yeah.
So assess how your friend is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you
But
need to
don't-
see where that person is.
Don't
or-
dictate what they should do.
Yes.
Let them decide. Kung iiwan ba
yeah,
niya?
wag mo siyang bigyan ng advice.
Mm-mm.
You just
Ikukwento
simply
mo lang.
deliver
Yes,
the message.
The message. You're just the messenger. Kung mag-break sila, then, you know what, good for her.
Yeah.
But if they decide to
Work it out.
magbe-break din yan, eventually, hindi lang siya ready.
No, that's not true. She has some opinions for sure.
They'll break up eventually. Just be a good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on a lighter question, how did you find your personal style or like who are your style
Well,
inspirations?
I was always Tanis Dudet. Okay? It's my YM, guys. So
If you don't know what a YM is,
Oh my God.
Please explain,
You're
Bea.
such a baby. Stop it.
Please
yeah, I guess.
explain.
No, but I feel like they should know because
they
okay, fine. If
don't.
you're young and you're like an 18-year-old listening to this and you have no idea what YM is, basically YM is Yahoo Messenger. So before Gmail, there was Ymail, okay?
Yeah.
And so Yahoo Messenger is basically there was also MSN and you know
Right.
all the other chat stuff. But I was on YM, and you get on YM, you log in just like an email, and then you chat with people.
Yeah. And my
What
my
was yours?
username was first Ballet Addict.
Ballet Addict 18.
And then I became the addicted ballerina.
Oh, It's a good one. She switched it up.
Yeah, you know why I switched it up? I
Wow.
forgot my password and I couldn't like log in
Retrieve
now.
it.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Wait, it's ballet underscore addict.
Tennis dudette underscore 14.
There we go.
So I always was attracted to a very casual, laid back look. I loved caps from an early age. I used to save my allowance for caps. Actually, tennis style
That's true.
is very me. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think maybe I played it so young. I started at 8, so it kind of influenced me at an early age, and it
Yeah.
has stuck with me ever since. Like, I love sneakers. I love a good, like, laid back look. So I think I found my personal style. My personal style is different from my work style,
Yeah.
because again, with events, like, you have
It
to look a certain
depends.
way. It
Yeah.
depends, sure, but you still will cater your look to what the event needs you to look like,
Yeah,
diba?
yeah.
Like, we're
You'll have
always
your
gonna
own
be like
spin.
those chill
Yeah.
girlies. So how did you find your personal style?
Um, you know what? I've never actually thought about it, but I've always been into um more classic like classic silhouettes. I got obviously a lot of it from like magazines before. I loved editorial shoots, high fashion, all of that stuff. But I really like classic silhouettes, stuff that shape your body really well. I always wanted to dress for my body type, and again, I really like nice structures as well. If I had honestly, I always say this, like if I had a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
I would be a style icon.
Mm-hmm.
No, but yeah, you know what I mean. Like I always like blazers, even when I was young. I'm gonna be real. I'm really not into Y2K fashion. I do like the low rise jeans. It complements my body type, but the other things talaga parang I I have not hopped on the Y2K
Yeah,
trend.
I honestly think I didn't wear a lot of Y2K when
Even when it
living,
was
yeah, when I
Y2K.
was living in Y.
Yeah.
I mean, the capri pants, sure. Skinny jeans,
The
yes.
skinny jeans,
I mean,
yes. I'm not going
everybody, yeah,
back.
I'm not going back. I refuse to do
Yeah.
that.
I'm not doing it.
I saw some guys in skinny jeans the other day, and I was just like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think you also like preppy looks because it's like
I
that
do.
classic
Again,
silhouette.
I like nice cuts and silhouettes talaga.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't really know
Ako
how I
before, the tighter the better. But I have transitioned out of this phase. If
yeah.
you go back my Instagram,
The
like,
bodycon dresses.
girl, no, if you go back, no, not really though. More like
I love bodycon
crop
dresses.
tops, like
Yeah.
every crop top known to man,
That's
I
true.
owned.
Yeah.
Okay, and like,
They were the tiniest little
hanggang
things.
like
Yeah.
ganito lang siya.
Yeah. Pwede siyang
Very
pang kids,
No,
ganun.
really, really, they
Yeah.
were really tiny. Before I had Tyler, like my like I don't know, it was just a very
Yeah.
small top to enter, and now
Mm-hmm.
it's like I mean, I still love crop tops, but I really had to size up a little bit. And also, it's not as I used to be comfortable in the crop tops and the tight clothes because siguro my body didn't stretch the way, I mean, like, it hadn't been stretched out yet. But
Right.
now that I have more skin and more folds, when I'm in like tight clothes, everything will syempre magfo. Dati kasi wala, like, I was just lean and small. So in the tight clothes, it would just be like, okay, and I'd sit down and I wouldn't be uncomfortable. But now when I wear tight clothes, I feel like nasisikipan ako.
Yeah.
So it's not so much that I'm conscious, it's just I'm not comfortable.
Yeah.
So I also dress for comfort now.
Yeah.
But dati, comfortable ba ako sa crop top? Yes. I
Yes.
loved it.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
also definitely comfort like we're very comfort driven with
Yes.
our style talaga.
That's a priority.
Like I won't wear heels
Hindi tayo
if
the
I
vain
don't
don't
have
complain.
yeah.
I'm vain but I complain.
Yeah. Like if I don't have to wear heels, I won't.
Mm.
If I don't have to wear flats, I won't because I will put on sneakers every single day if I could.
Yeah.
But
So I think it started early on and we're still very much there. It's just
yeah,
kind of evolving.
depending on, your season. Yeah. So now we have life hack managing finances.
Okay, Nika, these are abbreviations of the
Yeah, I
questions.
know.
Okay.
I figured after I said it out loud.
Okay. Isa pa.
So now we have managing finances or life hacks to
Yes.
manage
Okay.
your finances.
Okay. Hmm. My biggest life hack is always pay your bills immediately.
Pay your credit card bills in
Full.
full.
Yeah.
No partial
Yeah,
payments.
because the interest, I'm not good at math, but yeah,
The
the
interest
interest
is bad. That's
is
what
bad.
we
It's
know.
bad. The interest is no, no.
Yeah.
No, no,
We don't want
seriously.
that.
No, seriously speaking. The interest is bad.
It's bad. It's like super
Um,
high.
but no, for me, always the bills. Write down your bills. What do you have to do? Actually,
Yes. Yes.
one of our dearest friends, shout out to Ate, to Casey. She literally sat me down. I was like 24, 23 years old. And she
Yeah.
was like, what are your expenses? What are your monthly? So she was like, okay, car. I bought a car at the age of
23.
23. So my car at the time was a certain amount. Okay, car. How much is gas?
Gas.
How much is your phone bill? And then how much is like your, I guess, like expenses for work, like outfits, la la la. And then you add all that, then you set that aside. And then anything extra is to be saved or, I guess,
Yeah. Or
enjoy.
like you like
But there
live
was not
well
much,
under
there
that.
was just not much to be enjoyed after all those expenses. But I mean, that's really part of like the early, like setting yourself up
Yeah.
early. You don't get to save talaga a lot, but always set aside.
Yeah.
Like that's the practice that you should start. Like pay for everything, then set aside early.
Yeah. Another life hack is to live within your means. I think we don't talk about this enough, or not even live within your means, or like live under, because we do again live in a very overconsumption culture now, where it's like you should buy this and you should buy that and treat yourself, and self-care is treating yourself. And yes, it's true, but also you need to be a responsible human being. And if you are sacrificing, I would say, like your savings just to buy certain things, for me it's like it means you really can't afford it, because you need to save. It's for your future, it's for a rainy day, for emergencies. So try your best to
Save, yeah,
save
and
money.
set aside for your bills. So that's our life hack
Yes.
for that.
Yeah. That's as much as we can give you, because the interest rates and they're not good.
They're not
So
good.
pay your bills in full. Vacay travel hacks or lessons from traveling. Honestly, lessons from traveling is managing your finances. Like you need to know how to manage your finances, because actually, me, when I travel, that goes out the door. Eh.
That's why I was nodding. I was like, I'm not very good at managing my finances when I travel because I'm just,
I have
there
an
is like a
estimate.
YOLO kind of vibe. I'm
Yeah.
always way over.
Yeah.
But I do set aside money for the trip, and then it's
Yes.
like whatever's over, I kind of forgive myself because I'm like, I'm at a place naman now where I can afford to go a
Yeah.
little
There's
over.
there's allowance for it
Yes.
naman.
Honestly, for me though, I didn't travel much because I was always working. I only
Yeah.
really started traveling when I had,
Recently.
yeah, when I had
Yeah.
a family, which is ironic because it's like technically harder and more expensive to travel
Right.
as a kid. So I feel very blessed and privileged to be able to say that I've gone on a lot of trips with my family, um, my child and my husband. But you are my family as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, no, I didn't travel a lot because I was working so
She
hard.
was a workaholic.
I was. So for me, like a lesson that I have gotten from traveling, I guess, is that there are, you really do want to experience and see things with the people that you love. I think that's what I've learned.
Yeah.
Because like every time I'm out and I'm not with, like, if it's a work trip and I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful, it always is so glaring and it hits me that it's like, well, I would rather be here with people that I want to be with. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's what like work trips make me feel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, traveling just makes me appreciate the beauty of, I guess, experiencing new things with the people that you love.
Yeah.
Whether it's your parents, your siblings, your child, your cousins, or even your friends,
Yeah.
diba? There is a beauty about going on that like friend trip.
Yeah, because it reveals a lot about you as
Yes.
well. For somebody that's done solo trips, I would say, like, kind of like a traveling hack is to not give in to all of the touristy things that you think you need to do. Sure, you can do a little bit. Like you can, let's say if you're going to New York and you want to go up the Empire State, then go do that. But you don't have to do every touristy thing when you go on that trip. But what you can do, I feel like this is what traveling means to me. Traveling means to me like seeing how locals live and kind of embodying that
What do
when
they
you,
like to do
yeah, like
on a daily
what is a
basis?
local bake shop that they like that people love to go to in the morning before work. That's something I personally like to do, and I feel like you save a lot more. Like sure, do some of the touristy things, but you don't have to do all. I feel like that's kind of like a waste of your money when you travel. Like really try to see what the culture is like, and then that's where you can put invest your money in when you travel.
I am so thrown off by this
I know, me
orientation.
too. Like I don't know where to look.
Okay. Oh, ito, I love this.
Okay, yo, go.
How do you regulate emotions on PMS?
You
I
don't.
don't know. No, okay. As somebody who has PCOS and who deals with intense mood swings, the older I got, the more I understood my cues.
Right.
So I tried to, like, okay, so before, let's say I would be getting ready for a hosting and then I'm PMSing and I don't necessarily know I'm PMSing because my cycles are so long
Right.
and then I can't find a specific top, magka-crash out na ako. Like,
Yeah.
like literally, like I'm so upset. Like I can't pick myself up from it. And I would have a lot of like crash outs
Mm-hmm.
on like the slightest
The
things.
smallest.
Yeah, I can't
The smallest
the smallest
inconveniences.
inconveniences would throw me off. And I would have a hard time like recovering
Coming back from
or
it.
yeah, exactly. Or like now OC ako na parang I can't focus on my task, my work task, or let's say I'm at work and I really have to be like, okay, I'm gonna let that go and
Right.
then I'm gonna get back to it later. Like it would be so long. But now, when I do PMS and I know that like I'm physically stressed and I'm like umiinit na yung ulo ko and I'm like about to I appreciate like you guys calling me out on it, but also like my husband can really tell when I'm like out of sorts.
Yeah.
And I can tell also. So I apologize to him in advance that like I'm PMSing or I say I'm so sorry. I'm having a hard time controlling how I'm feeling right now,
Yeah.
and I'm having a hard time. Like I'm struggling, and please be a little more patient with me. So I think it's not so much you dealing. How do you regulate? Sometimes it's really hard to
It's really
regulate. Like on
hard.
the day, like it's a bad day, and
Yeah.
like tuloy tuloy siya until the end of the day, and you just want to go to bed. But for me, what I changed is informing people where I'm at
Yes.
emotionally, giving them a heads up so they know that you're just like not in a good place.
Yeah. Not it's not an excuse how to just be like tell people like, "Hey,
Rude.
I'm
No,
masungit, so
no.
you can be masungit the whole day." It's not that. It's more of like just telling them like you're not in the right like headspace as of the moment and you're trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't give you a pass
It
to
to
be
be mean
rude.
or rude,
Yeah.
but it is a common discussion we have na parang, okay, I'm PMSing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a little emotional.
Yeah, or
I'm
like I'm
like,
really angry these days.
yes,
And then
yes.
yun nga, like I'll try to be like when something comes up, like let's say like if I'm really upset about something, when I PMS sometimes I get angry kasi yeah,
Mm.
I get angry and then so I realize like I catch myself and I'm like, "Oh, like I didn't need to be so intense or so upset about that."
Mm.
And then I'll like
We're
I
reactive
yeah,
kasi.
very active. So I try to like calm myself down before I continue. Like if I see that my I'm getting heightened or I'm getting like worked up about it, I'm like, "Oh, wait, like I have to back it up a little bit."
Mm.
Like Ella the other day cuz I'm PMSing now. Ella
Mm.
was just like, "You're so intense. Like everything is like
Yeah.
upsetting you and like this." And I was just like, "Oh
Then
my
you realize and
gosh."
you don't even know.
Yeah, and so I'm like, "Okay, I'm so sorry. Like please help me like calm down about it."
Working out super helps
Yes.
me regulate my
Yeah.
emotions.
I
I
know
just
there.
as simple as a 20-minute walk.
Yeah.
I went to the gym yesterday because so Nico was out of town and I haven't been to the gym because I've been obviously like been watching Tyler and like we've been running errands together and everything. So I told Nico I was like I need to go to the gym
Yeah.
because when he got back I left the gym so happy and I was just like wow,
Rejuvenated.
that was something my body really needed. And so I'm about to start PMSing, so
Yeah.
I could tell that like that was something that my body super
Yeah.
needed.
Movement is really medicine, guys. Like
True.
it does help.
Wonders.
Yeah, it does wonders and it does help your emotions talaga. Like it keeps you Level-headed,
and a
guys.
little more balanced.
Yes. So, yeah, maybe work out. I know there are some people that have a hard time working out because they're in pain, but
Mm.
sometimes you just kind of have to like push through it
Lakad lang.
yeah, lakad lang,
Or
like
like
push through
get
it a
on
little.
the stationary bike.
Yeah, because it will help you. I really like this question, which is why I put it here. Do you believe a situationship is a relationship? And you know what? It is a relationship, but a
It's
bad
not
one.
official.
It's a bad relationship, is what it is. It's a relationship nonetheless. One of you thinks it's a relationship.
It's
Therefore,
delusion.
it's not
Nah, I'm just
delusion,
kidding. No,
but
it
it's a
is.
bad relationship. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Like
I
if
mean,
we're really going to
no.
put a label on it, it's a toxic, bad relationship.
Technically speaking, is it a
Yes.
relationship?
It's not, you're not boyfriend and girlfriend, sure, but is it a bad relationship? Yes, it is. So if you really want to think about it in that way, that is what a situationship
A
is.
situationship is a really bad place to be in.
It's
I
a really,
mean,
yeah.
sorry, ha, but like, uh, let's just lay it
Yeah.
as it is. I feel like there are people that are in situationships. There's always one who wants more,
Yeah.
diba? Or one who's
There's,
seeking more and one that's settling.
right.
Kasi ayaw ibigay yung gusto. So
Yeah.
there's probably one who wants to be official and there's one who doesn't want to be, but
Right.
because you're in love with this person or you're super invested, pumapayag ka.
Yeah.
But a person who
Who
loves
wants to
you
be
and
with
who wants to
you
be with you will take the measures to
and
be
will
with
commit.
you.
Yeah.
And I also wanna go out and say, you, if you are not that invested in the person, it is also your responsibility as
True.
an adult to tell that person that you do not see a future with them. And
Yeah.
don't just like string them along just because it's convenient.
Yeah, and not just like I don't see a future with you, but then you're flirting with them or
Yeah,
like
no,
you're
literally.
yeah, no. You
And
don't
this
see a
goes
future
for
with them and then that's it.
this
They're
goes for
out.
like what this goes for both sides in the
Yeah.
relationship. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna say about it. If you are both okay to be in the situationship, then
No.
no, because there are some people that they don't know where.
No.
Wait, there are some people they don't know where they're at, and they're both okay being in that limbo. Eventually, something's gonna give, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, somebody's gonna snap. But if that is how things start, I mean, I'm sure there are. Who are we to say that there are no really successful relationships out of
Yes,
situationships?
that's
Who
true.
are we to say? However, is it ideal? Not
No.
not not entirely,
No,
because
it's
you
not.
really, for me personally, I think you really want that. For me personally, I think you really want that decisiveness from somebody that is courting you, or you also accept receiving the love, giving the love.
Yeah.
It needs to be a decision, an
Yeah.
active decision, a
And
choice.
honestly, we talked about this in our previous episode. The heartbreak of a situationship, I'm telling you,
Masakit.
it's worse than an actual.
Sorry.
I personally believe it's worse than an actual relationship. That you tried everything you did, you fought, you said everything you needed to say, and then you break up.
I don't
Sure,
know. I've
but
had pain for both.
I've
I've
had
ha-
pain for both, and I've been in two situationships and two relationships. And the heartbreak that I felt from the situationships were life altering.
exponential. Ako
Yeah.
no. Ako ako
Mas magaling ka dun eh.
ako medyo pantay. Like heartbreak pareho.
Yeah, no. For me,
So,
talaga, I think it really messed kasi it really messes with your worth. It really messes of like, this person is not choosing you. This person is like every day that let's say it's a guy, right? Girl to guy. And that guy is not choosing you and that guy is like, continuing to flirt with you even if you know you want a relationship. Sobrang sakit eh.
I know, but like there's also a pain of having plans and being with somebody and seeing a future with them, and then that's gone.
Yeah, I
So,
understand. But yun nga for me, I feel like if you've tried everything na,
I think for you it's not being ch-
chosen. It's
chosen.
the
Really, yeah,
rejection
the
that
rejection for you.
kills me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. Okay.
But anyway, thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's a relationship for
Yeah.
sure. Just a
A
unique
bad
one.
one. A bad
She
one.
said bad, I said unique.
It's not unique.
It's bad.
It's bad. This is the one you're gonna have to Well, yeah, more you maybe. How do you draw the line about friendship of the opposite sex?
Oh, in a relationship.
Yeah, color it dark.
Yeah, for me kasi, um,
Especially in marriage, now that you're married, because
well,
it's different.
okay. Um, I mean, let's not like, how do you get into specifics with that? Like Nico, we don't even need to discuss this because Nico doesn't go out with girls like for lunch or coffee
Yeah,
unless it's like a business meeting. You know what
yeah.
I mean? But
If you're married, you don't. You
no,
just
just
don't.
for random catch-ups.
No.
No, I don't hang out with. Trying to think. I mean, Gino is my best friend who is married, and the only reason why we hang out na kami lang is
Kasi
because
you're
we're
working.
working together.
Yeah.
But wait, I would catch up with Gino. I would catch up with Gino without Nico. Like we would have coffee.
Yeah, but Nico knows
Yeah,
that person
Gino
eh.
and Nico are also
Yeah,
best
really
friends.
close.
Yes. So there are situations that it's okay. It's
But not
it's
a
tough,
lot.
but not a lot.
Yeah.
So I would say Gino's the only one. I'm trying to.
I would say like if somebody's traveling in, like a friend from like
Yes, ganon,
abroad,
ganon.
feel ko okay yun eh.
Old friend,
Old
tagal mo
friend,
na di
yeah.
nakita, so lunch muna kayo, catch up, kwentuhan, that's
Yeah.
fine. But if it is a friend that you're like always talking to,
Mm-mm.
nah. Like Nico doesn't like I don't talk to people. The only person I talk to every day is my husband.
Yeah.
So for
The
me,
only person that I talk to every day is Ella.
yeah. So for me, if you okay, let's say we're not married. When
Okay.
Nico and I weren't married, he also wouldn't hang out with office mates that were girls
Yeah.
na I didn't know personally, like, or I didn't have like a relationship with.
Yeah.
But even so, like, well, it wasn't even something that needed to be discussed. It wasn't
Yeah.
even an issue because it was just like, that's totally weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like the boundaries kasi with like the friends from the opposite sex is usually childhood friend,
Yeah.
yung matagal na, yung nandun na yung babae, even before you arrive.
Yeah.
Diba? And but it should shift it. You should become the priority.
Yeah.
Not so for me, the problem will not necessarily be the girl.
Yeah.
It's your boyfriend.
Yeah, I wouldn't meet with like if one of my friend like guy friends was married, I think I wouldn't meet them without their wife. If I'm single.
Yeah, like she should also be
Yeah.
making an effort to get to know you. She
Yeah.
can't just she can't keep hanging out with him na wala ka dun. Like
Yeah.
they can't have like their little like, club there. It needs
Yeah.
to be a new club that is formed.
Yeah. I
So
feel like if my guy friend was married, parang we bumped into each other and he said, "Hey, let's catch up." And we caught up like at that moment where that's fine.
yeah,
But
but
if
it's
he's
still weird
always
na
like,
parang
yeah,
it's
if he's
still
always
weird.
like, "Hoy, let's meet," and it's just us two, and I'm single and he's married, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and it has to be like a couples thing talaga. Like,
Yeah.
let's
Or
get together
she
with.
would have to
She
be
has to be
part,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't wanna
Oo.
keep this friendship like building this friendship without her because she's part of it now because they're married. You're one. So
So for me, of course you can of course in the office, of course ganyan you hang out, 'di ba? Like, di ka naman pwede mag-isolate diyan. It's more of like the intention of seeking it out.
yeah.
So, but for me though, the question of how do you draw the line should already be drawn.
Yeah.
It shouldn't
You're
gets
not
ba?
supposed to draw it after
Yeah,
eh.
after it. It should be
It's
already.
pre-decided.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that you hopefully you guys don't have to have that discussion because it's
Yes.
understood
But
in
if
an ideal
but it's
situation.
okay to have that conversation.
If you must.
Yes. Like if
If you feel uncomfortable and you feel like maybe that person who's hanging out with your significant other kind of likes your significant other,
yeah.
100% voice it.
Yeah.
And also how your boyfriend reacts is also very valid.
Very
because
telling.
Very telling. Because like if because there were people that I felt like Nico before, and he was just like, really? Like,
Yeah.
talaga? And I'm like, sure. And it's not confirmed or denied, but after that he adjusted
Yes. Based on
based
yeah.
on how I felt.
And it wasn't like, oh, you're just boxing me in or
Yeah,
whatever.
no, same
Yeah.
naman with him. If he felt like there was a
Agree.
guy who was single but like, my friend, but feeling nagagandahan sa akin, like I would also have to like adjust and be
Yeah.
like, okay, well, he sees something that I don't.
And I would say don't feel bad.
Mutual respect.
Yeah, I would say don't feel bad if you're having to explain that it's uncomfortable for you, because you're supposed to be able to verbalize and communicate what you're not. You can't expect somebody to meet you at your standard if you're not setting that standard. So,
Correct.
correct.
Gabi na, girl.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like,
I'm
we have
gonna
to
turn
turn
on
on
the
the
lights.
lights.
Yeah, I was about to say that. So how do you, if your love language is acts of service and you love to, like, I guess, bless your family, treat your family, how do you draw a boundary? Grab it as a boundary, sa. How do you draw a boundary, like, for yourself? Like when you're giving too much?
I think if it's hurting you already to the point na parang financially it's hurting you,
Yeah.
then it's too much. Maybe you're going out of your way to make other people's lives convenient, and yet you're suffering already. Like that's a telltale sign that you need
Yeah.
to hold back. And I don't know if there's like parang because people just expect you to be so generous or whatever, there's that like expectation attached to it. But I mean, I think I feel that way. Like I feel like even if I'm trying to save, I always will just get the bill.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And yeah,
I think,
I
okay, we're
never bring up KKB. I'm just like that. So for me, I'm
this
not the person to answer this question because like I don't really have that boundary.
this is only in the context. This is not you providing for someone, ha. This is just in the context of offering, wanting.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Because
okay.
ako, I don't
Yeah.
have a
I
line.
think we like we are both kasi very acts of service oriented. We like to receive and to give. And I would say, like, drawing a boundary would, it has to be from a place of love. Like you want to do it for this person, not like, oh, kasi I have to. And then there's like this resentment towards it. I feel like if you have resentment, then you should be drawing that boundary, because you're like, you're not wanting to give it out of joy and like, I really just want to give this to this person, or I really want to do this for this person. Do you get what I mean? I
Yeah,
think it's the intention behind it.
yeah.
And so if you're,
I always want to, and then I'm like, ang dami kong gastos this month.
yeah. No, but again, like sometimes kasi people get ubos,
Yeah.
right? And then all of a sudden there's some resentment built not towards that. I feel like you have to really see, like, if you're giving, like you're giving your time or you're helping this person, you have to see, like, are you enjoying it still? Are you, and then if you're not, that's when you have to be like, hey, like, I don't know if I can do this. Say no. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to say no.
Which you had a hard time with
I really had a
also.
hard, because I feel obligated to help kasi that's one of my
But
problems.
then for me, when she says that she can't, I don't take it against her. Like, let's say if I would ask her to watch Tyler
Yeah.
and she would be like, I can't, I'd be like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
no problem. You know what
But
I
me, I'm
mean?
like dying inside.
Yeah,
Like
but
I
she
can't,
feels
like,
bad that she couldn't help me.
yeah.
So it's hard also, but I think at the end of the day, it's just communicating, even if it is an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
It's an awkward conversation that must be had.
Okay, so we have fave way to unwind after a busy day.
Yeah, just a cute question. That's a cute question. How do you unwind?
I space out.
Love that.
Yeah.
How do I unwind?
I'm not gonna give you like, I read a book. Like, no, I really
No.
just space out.
I try not to doom scroll.
Mm.
I think my fave way to unwind is just to have like a yummy meal
Yeah, that's
with
true.
with
Yeah.
my
Like you
with you
always
guys.
reward yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you know
I'm
what?
like,
I
what
need
are
to
we
eat
eating tonight?
something good.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
do. I love it. Unless or not necessarily like restaurant, but like or like cooking or whatever. But
Yeah.
it needs to be I saw somebody say life is too short to have bad food. It doesn't have to be expensive, but it has to be yummy.
Yeah.
So
It
for
has to
me,
be
yeah,
hit your,
hearty.
yeah.
Yeah, parang it's hugging you, that
Yeah.
meal. I love unwinding with a good meal.
I love unwinding by myself kasi if
Mm.
I don't have my alone time, people will hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
People will know about it. My siblings will know that I have not been alone and I just want to run away.
Mm-hmm.
Those are often my ano eh, what I say when I haven't been able to be alone to decompress.
Mm.
Yeah.
So to end, we're gonna go back to the first question. What is something about you
Yeah.
that you wish people knew?
Okay. I feel like I would really want people to know how um tender-hearted I am. I think a lot of people, what's the term for it?
Think
People,
matapang ka na.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm super matapang, and I just like I'm very opinionated, and I'm strong-willed, and I come off intimidating, but I want people to know that I'm very, I guess, understanding, and I'm tender-hearted, and yeah, like this toughness is but a
Exterior.
facade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
purely.
Yes.
Um, I think I want people to know that I am more private than they think. Does
Mm,
that make sense?
right.
Because living a life online
Mm,
and living your life on as a social media content creator or even just like a public sort of figure, I mean, being on the radio and,
yeah,
like even
that's
this
true.
podcast where we do share a lot of
So much of
things,
our lives.
there's still so much that we don't share also. So I think I want people to know that, like, while I am comfortable sharing situations that I feel like will help, for whatever reason, I also want to keep things there. I also want something
Yeah,
to myself.
of
I
course.
think I think that's something that's been a theme in my life recently. I think when I became a mom,
Yeah.
because it's like, what do you put out and what do you keep for yourself? And
Yeah.
I think I want people to know that, like, not all, like, maybe not in general, but me, even if my life is shared online, I still am a private person. But you know what I mean? Like, people
Yeah.
might find that we, like, even just the statement is ironic. Like, you're a content creator, nothing is private about your life.
That's not true.
But it's not true. Like, there's other, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if that makes
It
sense.
makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to do one more?
What's the last
How do
one?
you deal with a friendship breakup? For me, I've had a couple of friendship breakups, and I would say if you are on the receiving end of the person breaking up with you, like a friendship breakup, I would say to not take the rejection to heart. I feel like that's the most painful part. Again, I'm very sensitive when it comes to rejection. But I feel like kasi when you embrace the rejection, that's when all of the ugly stuff come out, and then the unforgiveness comes. And I think going through a friendship breakup, I think you just have to reframe the way you think about it in a way where maybe the Lord took that person out of your life because that person is not meant to do life with you in the coming seasons that you're you know and um sometimes I really hate this saying, but sometimes rejection is the Lord's redirection. But really it is. And again, you want to do life with people who are going to be for you and not against you. And so if the friendship breakup was necessary, then
So be
so
it.
be it, right? Like you don't want to bring the negativity with you into the next part of your life anyway. So I think it's reframing your perspective on it. Sure, it's painful. Sure, it's like could you do something else to save the friendship or the relationship? I'm sure, but again, like if you've done everything you could, then
Sometimes you'll know talaga eh. Parang
yeah.
wala na siyang ipipiga. So
Yeah.
it's like,
And there are
okay,
just some people you
it's the
grow
end of
out
the road.
of.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
like
true.
some
There's may
people
falling out
there are
talaga.
fallouts talaga. So,
But I'm thankful for social media in a way that I can still see what they're up
yeah,
to,
I
and
can just
I just like, pero
yeah.
hindi na
I
kayo
support you
nag-hangout. Support,
still. Yeah.
yes. Pero do we have something in
No
common?
more
Wala
na.
na. Yeah, no
And
more
that's
na.
fine.
And that is
It's
it.
okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks so much for listening, guys.
Bye. Oh, don't forget to follow us on our social media channels. What is it, Bea? It's at the sister. What is it?
At the Sister Act Pod
Pod underscore
underscore.
on TikTok and on Instagram.
Thanks,
Thanks.
guys.
Bye.